The existence of a Sigma man is characterized by perpetual rebellion and the act of inventing new things. Entrepreneurs, freelancing professionals, digital nomads, and other types of pioneers are some examples of the kind of people who meet this criteria. They chose not to live in Alpha slave camp and instead established a settlement on the outskirts of the city. The guys who make up the Sigma group are the ones who don't quite live up to the expectations set by either the Alphas or the Betas. They don't want to be ruled, and they don't want to be dominated, therefore they reject authority and decide for themselves what it means to be a good person and how to spend their lives. A Sigma wolf does not need to be a part of the pack in order to live, just like a Sigma man does not need to be part of the pack in order to survive. The following is an explanation of the strategies that Sigma guys employ to create the impression that women are competing for their attention. Because the moment has arrived for us to get moving, we will do just that. One thing is quite evident, and that is the fact that they command attention simply by being there. On the other hand, the vast majority of men do everything in their power to avoid being the center of attention. However, his presence is always felt, and even if you've never interacted with a Sigma guy before, you'll be fascinated about what he has to say, how he says it, and how he behaves in a group setting. The persons who call themselves Sigma are held in high esteem and revered by members of the general public. Exuding self-assurance makes others more attracted to you and causes them to pay greater attention to what you have to say, as indicated by a number of studies. If you exude the confidence of a Sigma man, people will have a much easier time developing a favorable first impression of you. The manner in which they carry on a conversation demonstrates both their impeccable body language and their positive demeanor. Due to the fact that Sigma guys give careful consideration to what others have to say, it is difficult to ignore them in conversation. They pay attention to the other person for the entirety of the conversation, which is one of the causes. Before reacting to something you have to say in a conversation, a Sigma guy will give careful consideration to what you have to say. No matter how pressing the situation may appear to be, the Sigma guys will never be the ones to start the conversation off first. They listen to both sides of the argument with incredible patience before presenting a novel viewpoint that is sure to surprise the audience. Sigma guys are receptive to the ideas and viewpoints of others and are willing to work together to make a difference, in contrast to the tendency of alpha and beta males to center their attention on themselves and the accomplishments they have attained. Others are afforded the opportunity to effect change as a direct result of the efforts of the Sigma guys. A Sigma guy, on the other hand, will give the impression that he is interested in the other person's opinion throughout the conversation by attentively listening to what they have to say. This will create the impression that he is interested in the other person's viewpoint. Even in situations where others have a lot to say, lone wolves exhibit extraordinary self-control and are able to keep their own ideas to themselves. To begin, he exudes a high level of self-assurance and is endowed with a big amount of inner force, both of which contribute to the fact that a great number of women are drawn to him. He is so charming and caring that any lady he chooses to date will be completely taken in by him. However, he is not the type of person to date several women at the same time. Rather, he is looking for a steady lifetime companion who is capable of standing on her own both emotionally and financially. The Sigma man places the utmost importance on these characteristics, particularly the awareness of one's own limitations as well as respect for those constraints. Because he views the intellectual and emotional space he resides in to be holy, he becomes angry if anyone breaches the lines he has drawn around himself. He has created these lines to protect himself from other people's intrusions. On the other hand, Sigma men often do not have any issues when it comes to sharing their private space with their closest loved ones, with whom they get along in a pleasant and gracious manner. Even when he does not intend to do so, the magnetism that he radiates draws followers to him. Sigma guys have the capability to get along with persons who have a wide array of personality kinds, despite the fact that Sigma men may appear to be distinct from other men at times in what they say and do. This is not due to any kind of social inadequacy on their behalf, rather, it is due to the fact that they have different values than you do. When the human mind is concentrated on anything, it is capable of producing a significant deal of charisma. His natural charisma, along with the dogged determination he possesses, enables him to not only achieve the professional goals he sets for himself but also to flourish in other aspects of his life. The Sigma guy is a fiercely independent individual who has no intention of imposing his will or ideals on anyone else. He values his own freedom tremendously, but he equally respects and admires the independence that others possess. When other people don't behave in the way that he wants them to, he doesn't try to persuade them to change, rather, he just continues acting in the way that he always has. It is of the utmost importance to him that those he cares about and those who are close to him maintain their independence. Individuals with Sigma personalities are appealing because to their adaptability and readiness to alter their perspectives in reaction to new information or alterations in their surroundings. It is possible that he might move in and out of many social circles based on his hobbies, habits, and worldview. Nonetheless, he would not remain a member of any of them for an especially lengthy period of time. His mind is naturally curious, and as a result, he is constantly searching for novel experiences and bits of information to satisfy the insatiable appetite of his ever-hungry mind. In addition to this, his inherent curiosity makes it possible for him to keep his following entertained by being surprising. One can consider this to be a very admirable quality. Because he doesn't usually start conversations, the Sigma guy isn't the center of attention, in contrast to the dominant introvert who tends to keep to themselves. However, he derives a great deal of pleasure from withdrawing into himself and silently observing the world around him without uttering a sound. He has an unique strategic advantage as a result of the fact that he would much prefer spend his time and energy contemplating his own actions and making plans than engaging in mindless discussion. His high IQ gives him a lot of influence, which he uses to his advantage as an introverted alpha male. The Sigma man is capable of taking care of himself and is independent. In addition, he has a large number of friends, both male and female. Both his feeling of motivation and his sense of value are not dependent on the approval of others, rather, he can discover both of these things within himself. Sigma males are more at ease when they are by themselves and get their confidence from within, in contrast to alpha males, who require the presence of a herd in order to assert their leadership. He is very attentive to the smallest of particulars. His remarkable attention to detail frequently prompts him to conduct in-depth study, which in turn helps him make more accurate evaluations of situations and individuals. This does not imply that he never makes a mistake, rather, it demonstrates that he is more skilled than other men in identifying and addressing the shortcomings in his own behavior. To put it more succinctly, the masculine Sigma does things in an unconventional manner and does not follow the established protocols. While the alpha male is the one who sets the standards that others are expected to adhere to, the Sigma male exercises authority by going against the standards that have been set. It's not that they have anything against alpha guys, rather, it's that they're the kind of people who prefer to keep to themselves and aren't very concerned with the rules that govern the social order. Due to the fact that he does not communicate very much, the Sigma man is in and of himself a mystery. He will put on a show of his dominant personality every so often before withdrawing into his own world. The behavior of these men excites the appetites of women, who crave their companionship and are eager for their company as a result. In order to set himself apart from the rest of the pack, the male Sigma is not always a team player. Instead, he sets his own norms and takes his own route. He constructs his own game with his own set of rules. In spite of this, he is still able to collaborate with others when the circumstances require it. It may do wonders for a person's professional life as well as their personal life if they are able to find other males in the Sigma community who share their beliefs and ambitions. The Sigma man is capable of reaching the alpha position. Nevertheless, he chooses to forego the burden of leadership in favor of personal liberty, making him a true pioneer as well as a supporter of individual liberty. Even though he is capable of operating on his own, it is unlikely that he will continue in a position of leadership for more than a short period of time. The Sigma man has an advantage over his rivals because he does not squander time demonstrating a point or creating unneeded dramatic flourishes. This gives him a leg up on the competition. A Sigma guy is someone who is aware that he is unable to live up to the standards that an alpha male holds dear and thus does not even attempt to do so because of this. Because he does not respect the alpha male's authority, he has little interest in making an effort to conform to the standards that he has established.